All right, this is a message to my Power Chart Witness followers, my Chart Witness followers. Um, I've been getting some messages about updates, and it's not all the time I'm going to be posting updates, and that's because stocks don't always trigger right away. You have to wait. And you know what? Just to give you an example, let's take a look at Google, right? I'm going to just explain this so everybody's clear. I mean, a lot of people understand this, but some new people may not. I posted this chart plan or sent it on February the 20th. This Google trade, right? So with the plan and all that, but it didn't just trigger right away, right? That's why we this is the same thing. This is the process of what you do. You get updates, but then you need to watch for them to trigger. And if I don't make an update, that means what that means. If I don't make an update, that means basically everything stays the same. The numbers aren't going to change. We wait for the numbers to confirm. But if I open up the Google chart here, so February the 20th was, what day was that here? This is February the 20th right here. What did Google do the next day? It went down, right? Doesn't mean the trade is over. I made no change in the entry. The entry was still going to be that same point, right? Because there's no change. It went down. Uh, I did not see a reason to change it. Then the next day, it went up. The next day, it went up, right? One could have entered at this point here, but it became more clear over here, right? And that's where it took pretty much straight off. But it was theoretically this day here. We had, the volume come in right on the lower end of the thing. But one may have not have taken it, but this was definitely the entry day. And you had to pay in the higher range, right? If we look at my chart, I said this. I said it could be taken and it could have been taken that day I showed. But let's go to this good stock plan. Because Google is not such an easy stock. So I talked about the safer zone, and you see I have the higher numbers. Really, what that really means is sometimes, stocks, they just because they hit the number, but they don't hit the number with the right kind of volume. And so the next thing to do, this is why is to take the higher number, because if sometimes we hit the lower number, well, I shouldn't say sometimes. A lot of times stocks hit a number, but they don't hit it with the volume, and then they back off considerably, right? But then there wasn't the volume. But usually, what I found is if there's decent volume or really strong volume, as the stock is breaking up, if you even if you paid Google, even if you paid in the 550 zone, it wouldn't have mattered. You would have still been profitable, right? You would have still been profitable. Because look at the low of the stock. I couldn't have had more perfect numbers. Whether the person, this day here was iffy. It was iffy, but this day definitely confirmed. And if you did even get in the 550 area, high end, even a little higher, 540, 547, it never went against you on this day here because the low is 552.90, right? So, anyways, part of getting these updates is waiting for the confirmation because they're not going to just trigger. Sometimes they trigger the next day, right? Nobody knows for sure when they're going to trigger. There's no guarantee a stock's going to trigger just because I post something. But if they do trigger, Google didn't, as you can see, Google didn't just trigger right away. It took a few days. Sometimes they take a week. And if I don't make an update on that stock, neither I still want that number to be hit, or I've moved on to something else, right? It really depends because sometimes they pull back and they keep pulling back, whatever, and they just it becomes very obvious that stock isn't ready. And as I explained in this video in the beginning with Google, Google didn't just it took a few days to confirm from my plan. entry point plan. But as soon as it did, that plan was damn right on the numbers. I was waiting for the trigger numbers and the volume, and the volume and the trigger numbers did come in for Google. It was good enough in Google's case, and boom, the trade worked out very well, right? And sometimes, trades take a week to confirm. So there you have it, people. You have to be patient. And basically, when you see me write, I sent an update to my chart witness follower. There's a line 1, line 2, the first 50 people only, right? I mean, that's explained. You can see this video here, March the 2nd. And you should, I recommend people read this, see this video if you haven't seen it. It really explains this line 1, line 2. But basically, line 1, as soon as you see 50, you don't want to post on it anymore, and just go to line 2 and post that. And I just came with a fast slow. I mean, the first 50 are fast, and it really works because you know what? Some people take a long time to really. I've checked the times, and they take a long time. And sometimes people are coming from different time frames, so they're gonna go to the slower one, which is fine. It just gives people a reason to want to respond quickly. That's why I have line 1 and line 2 slow fast. I came up with that idea, and because of the limitations of StockTwits, right? So there you have a great update, people. More of instructional update, understanding what's going on. That's how it works. You have to stock. Stock your prey. We're stocking the money. I wish it would, everything would confirm and go right away for the day of the plan, but it doesn't work that way. No one has the power. I don't have the power to do that. I don't have the power to write down the instructions, but I do have the plans though. My plans are almost like a crystal ball. I mean, you look at that Google plan and it couldn't be more than a crystal ball, any closer to a crystal ball, except it had to trigger. I mean, so there you have it, people. Thanks for listening. Like the video.